How's it going, Twitch? My name is Skull, and on behalf of East Asia Soft, welcome to today's stream. Today is Sunday, which means I am continuing my playthrough of If My Heart Had Wings, which is out now physically for the Nintendo Switch through PlayAsia.com. But if you want a copy of this, better hurry because there are not that many copies left for you to buy. So let's go ahead and just load right back into wherever we were. How do I do that? There we go. Might need to turn this volume down a little. I don't know. I'll just go ahead and turn it down a little. There we go. There we go. Well then, maybe I should head back. By the time I had finished watching the various clubs, the sun was starting to go down. Agea was at the school gates. Agea looked towards me and pointed the cell phone she was holding at me. I told Agea that I had been checking out the club activities before going home. Huh? I left my cell phone back at the dorm. I'm with her. Doesn't it say in the school rules that you can't bring cell phones to school? As long as you didn't get caught. I wasn't all too worried about the school rules. It was just too bothersome to carry a cell phone around with me. How do you know my number? 5 years ago when I left Kazugara, I was still just a kid, so I didn't have a cell phone. What? Don't bother, it's too much hassle. Texting was a real pain, so I didn't really like it. But it looked like Agea wasn't listening and started walking on ahead. I guess it was pretty good. It was different to the sports schools or regular schools and had a special kind of atmosphere. Everyone looks like they come here to hang out and have fun. Things they want to do. I don't know. There were a few that seemed interesting, though. What do you do, Agea? Wrong button. Robots. That sounds interesting. Yeah, I'll think about it. Huh? Isn't your place around here? No way. Seriously? Hey. Thanks for everything today. No, I mean that you stayed as a friend. That was a big help.
私も葵が見た目以外変わってなくてよかった。あ、見た目もそんなに悪くないよ。
No use lying. I got a webcam. I can see what I look like.
極秘情報をリークするとね、今日だけでいろんな子から葵の携帯番号を聞かれたし。
Lucky guy. Seriously?
訂正。スケベになったね、葵。
So what? I didn't have that kind of thing at an all-boys school.
まあ、健全な男子である証拠か。しばらく会わないうちに大人になっちゃったんだね。
Ageha looks happy as she said that. So have you. To be honest, I thought she would have grown up to be more rough and tomboyish.
だね。
Hmm? Ageha starts smiling softly. Looking at that innocent smile reminded me of how Ageha was when she was still just a kid.
おかえりなさい、葵。
Yeah.
また明日からよろしくな、アイポー。
Bam. Ouch! She gave me a great big slap on the back.
じゃあねー。
Ageha gave me a big wave and turned the corner. Jeez, that hurt. She might have gotten a little cuter, but she still hadn't changed on the inside. Welcome back, huh? Her attitude hadn't really changed from before, and that made me feel like I was home. After Ageha left, I went shopping for groceries on the way home. It's going to be hot again tomorrow, so I should make something to give them energy. I was already thinking of what to cook. Oh no, I forgot to buy milk. Just checking something here, bear with me. Okay. Luckily, there was a convenience store right in front of me. It used to be a tobacco stand. It's a little expensive, but I guess I don't have a choice. As I was thinking to myself... Oh, look who it is. The doors opened, and the self-proclaimed cool Allure came out of the shop. She had a big bag on her lap and a smile on her face. She didn't notice me and went back in the direction of the dormitory. That girl. What was she doing? I gave up on buying the milk and followed Kotori. When she got back to the dormitory, Kotori opened the front door just slightly.
Hatto!
She called Hattie from the door and spoke to him about something. She was being sneaky and acting awfully suspicious.
あいつがいないか見てきて。ほら、あいつよ。あの意地悪な男子。
He's not mean. Come on. Is she talking about me? I mean, it was a girl's dorm, and I was a guy, so... Anyway, I didn't remember being mean to her. I had no idea why, but she was sneaking around to avoid me. If that's what you're going to do... I headed for the back entrance of the dorm. I hid in the kitchen for the time being.
Wah, wah.
Shh! Just tell her I'm not here.
Wah.
I doubt that he got the message. He left the dining hall and headed for the entrance. While I was waiting, I put the food in the fridge. After a little while...
いないみたいね。よしよし。
When Kotori came into the dining hall, she went straight for the cupboard and took out a spoon. She got to the table and stayed seated in her wheelchair. She put the shopping bag from the convenience store on the table. Inside was... Hagen Dutch? That's right. She had snuck in some top quality ice cream, which I could go for right now because it's 100 degrees outside. Or if you live outside the US, like 40 degrees outside. But it's a lot more impressive when you say 100. Not only that, but it was family size. Those containers cost an arm and a leg. With a big spoon in her hand, she opened the lid.
やるわよ、ついに。ガガン。
Kotori held the spoon over smooth surface and drove it into the Hagen Dutch. She scooped up a big portion and threw it into her mouth. She brought her hand to her cheek as though she was flooded with happiness from the bottom of her heart. What is she doing? It felt ridiculous to hide and watch her. Without knowing I was watching, Kotori continued to greedily dig into the ice cream. Come on, even if it was cheap ice cream, you'd savor it more. With her mouth full of ice cream, she started to hold her temple. I think we all know what's happening here, folks. To be able to get a brain freeze from eating too much Hagen Dutch is the very height of luxury. During this little pause, Kotori opened a notebook. There was something written there. I snuck up a little closer. That's the cutest little duck in the world, isn't it? Sorry, Donald. Nothing personal. Shh! With an expression full of happiness, eat as much Hagen Dutch as I want. She wrote done next to it.
Mission complete.
It seemed to be some sort of list. Things I want to do. I really hope this isn't like Before I Die. That was the title, and there were bullet points below. Pet the big dog in the neighborhood. It looks scary, but it might be friendly. I'd also like to ride around on its back. Fill the bath with water and swim in it like a pool. Pie throwing. And so on. Among those was, go and see Windmill Hill, with done written next to it. What is this? Whoa! Kotori's scream pierced right through my ears. An appropriate response. I was here before you were here. Her mouth was open in shock as she looked at Hattie. What do you expect from a duck? Even if he was able to completely grasp what his responsibility was, there's no way he could convey the message. Kotori seemed ashamed and looked away. I'm sorry I scared you. You were sneaking around, so I wondered what you were doing. I didn't mean to spoil her alone time. Actually, I'm with her now. I went back to the kitchen to get things ready for dinner. Kotori continued to eat her ice cream with disappointment. Why weren't you at school? Obviously, that was a lie. Would someone with a cold want to eat all that ice cream? I'm the house mother, you know. I have to make sure the students are doing all right. Swoosh. She went to the trouble of turning around so that she could point at me. If you want to call me house father, then that's fine by me. Kotori turned back around and went back to enjoying her ice cream. If you weren't at school, then where were you? I softened my tone a little.
あなたには関係ない。
Did you go back to Windmill Hill? She ignored me and kept eating her ice cream. It's got something to do with me.
だから、私はあなたを寮母だなんて。
I don't mean that. Yesterday, if I hadn't been passing by, where would you be right now? If you're not careful in a place like that, then maybe nobody could have come. If you couldn't move your wheelchair, what would you have done by yourself?
それは。
Do you still think it's got nothing to do with me? I wasn't accusing her of anything. That's why I tried to speak as gently as possible. However, I wanted her to know how serious I was.
だから、お礼言ったでしょ。この私がお礼言うなんて、すごく珍しいことなんだから。本当よ。オオサンショウウオくらい希少なのよ。逆に感謝してほしいくらいだわ。
Stop bragging about it. If you think that people would be happy because it's so rare, you're severely mistaken. Kotori seemed daunted by this sound argument and put down her spoon.
でも、私こんなだから何もできない。
Aww.
アイス食べる？高いやつよ。
I don't. I sounded a little mean, so Kotori. Wait, did she actually say the word sniffle out loud? She suddenly got all teary-eyed. Her cheeks were quivering as she desperately tried to hold back the tears. Hey, I'm sorry. I was choking. Don't make that face. That's right. See, you're fine.
Gaga.
Hattie quacked as though he was trying to cheer Kotori up. I'm not asking for appreciation. It's just that if you go out without telling anyone where you're going, it's kind of dangerous, you know? She wiped the corner of her eye a little with her finger.
わかるけど、わかりたくない。わかるわけにはいかないの。
She was very stubborn about it. She put the spoon down and went to leave the dining hall. Where are you going?
顔洗ってくるの。アイスで口の周りがベタベタするから。
She closed the notebook and put it on her lap. Then a piece of paper fell from it. You dropped something. Kotori looked as though she hadn't heard and left the dining hall. Hattie went after her. As the sound of the wheelchair grew further away, I let out a big sigh. Maybe I came off a bit harsh. It's just that I really was worried about her. I didn't know anything about her, so perhaps I was just being a pest. Wait. She was wearing her uniform. She was wearing regular clothes yesterday when she was at Windmill Hill. Could it be that she was actually planning on going to school? That could have been it, right? And... yikes. With that thought, my mood lightened and I went to pick up the paper she had dropped. Huh? For a moment, I couldn't believe my eyes. It was a notice for withdrawal from school.
元気出しなって葵くん。
Kaneko came to cheer me up as I was cleaning. Why? Why did everyone leave so much uneaten?
ちゃんと美味しかったよ。
For tonight's dinner, Kaneko was the only one who ate all of her food. Without exception, everyone else had food left over. Tomorrow, I'll try harder so there will be no leftovers. I felt renewed determination, and then the duck came waddling into the dining hall.
ハト先輩、ガンチャース。わわ。そっか、お腹空いてんだね。葵くん、なんか食べるものある？
There's some vegetables left over.
それでいいよ。
Kaneko took the leftover vegetables and fed them to Hattie. Is this duck her pet? Are you allowed to have pets here?
んよ、誰のペットでもないよ。私がここに来る前から住み着いてたの。誰がいつどうして持ち込んだのかは不明。だからハット先輩。
Hatto senpai. So the owner must have been keeping him.
それが違うんだって。いつの間にかいたって言ってたよ。だからペットっていうより同居してる感じかな。
Kotori also called him a housemate. It's a mystery. Once she had finished feeding Hattie, Kaneko got out of her seat.
さてと、一っ風呂浴びるかな。
Please don't walk around in your underwear, okay?
なんでよ。いいじゃん、夏なんだし。
No!
ケチ。
Kaneko gave me a quick insult as she left the dining hall. Why does everyone have to insult me just before they leave? I felt a little hurt as I cleaned the dishes. This time, it was Kotori poking her head into the dining hall. It was almost as if she was waiting for Kaneko to leave. Maybe she really was waiting for her to leave? Yeah, man, I said that weird. Maybe she really was waiting for her to leave. I thought she might have come in search of dinner, but she appeared to be looking for something. She looked under the table.
ハト、邪魔よ。あ
She went around the table once and then came in front of the counter.
ね、紙見なかった？
No, I haven't. What kind of paper?
紙は紙よ。本当に見てない？
You did, Aoi. Don't lie. Positive. And that's a lie. You're gonna lie to Kotori like that? You've done her dirty? Man. Kotori groaned while staring at my face as if she were trying to see if I was telling the truth. Keeping a poker face, I continued to wipe the dishes. With no way to check, she went to look elsewhere. I'll put your dinner in the fridge. Heat it up in the microwave before you eat it, okay? I couldn't help but lie to her. She probably was looking for the withdrawal notice that I'd picked up. If it carries on like this, everyone's worried that she might not come anymore. It looks like she's not really enjoying school. Ageha's words crossed my mind. It seemed like Kotori was actually planning to drop out of school. What am I even doing? Why didn't I give the withdrawal notice back to her? There I stood, with a feeling I couldn't explain. Extend the little wings, which fly in the sky highly. Maybe we'll know what that means by the end of this adventure. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Boy, that's really not good. Let's try and skip back to that point. Maybe there was an autosave. If not, maybe there's a fast forward button. That's twice in 2 streams that I've had a game crash on me. What's going on? That wasn't a crash, that was a lock. That was a hard lock. Okay. Yeah. Let's do some fast forwarding, folks. Skip. Okay, and now we're skipping. Wow, we actually went through quite a lot, didn't we? You know, in Fast Forward, this actually looks like a really interesting Star Wars spin-off. With just a little bit of salsa in there. I think the next scene is where I stop the skipping to set a save point. If I hit the B button, does that stop this? Oh, I can't stop it! Stop, stop, stop! How do I stop? Woo! I don't know how I stop. Hang on, hang on. Hang on, hang on. Wow. And now it's auto. It's going auto. No, don't do that. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Hang on, hang on. Stop everything. Not literally. Okay. Okay. Oh my lord. Okay, the doorbell rang early in the morning and Agea was at the door. What are you doing here? She remarked as she saw me wearing an apron. Okay, this is annoying. Okay. I wish I could skip back to that point, but I can't. Okay, you know what? First things first. Can I... Okay. Set a save point. Lest the worst happen again. Okay. This game is actually causing me stress. I didn't know that was possible. Okay, okay, let's just do isn't this place like the Witch's Mansion? I didn't know it was a dorm. Agea gazed upon the magnificent entrance of the so-called dorm. I was surprised too. Never thought I would be the house mother of the place that we used to sneak into when we were kids. It's nice. I might like to live here too. If I were living here with you, it'd no doubt be fun. Why did you come here? I asked while guessing that perhaps she had come to invite me to walk to school with her. She was, after all, my best friend. Oh yeah. And here we are. Oh yeah, I came to ask Kotori to come to school with me. So, can we continue now? Are we set? Yes, I was wrong. Miss Alul?
Ryuchi-san?
Never mind. Feeling embarrassed for saying that, I looked back towards Kotori's room. Looks like she still hasn't woken up. Even if she had got up by now and had breakfast, she'd have some time to spare.
じゃあ待たせてもらおっかな。
Okay, game, you're going
ごちそうさま。
to cooperate with me for the rest of this playthrough, right? No major hiccups, no unexpected surprises. I got a bottle of water, and I'm not afraid to use it as a weapon. There's still some left.
悪いけど朝からこんないっぱい食べれないって。
You're joking, right? I only gave you a small portion.
運動部の子でも朝からこんな山盛りのナポリタン食べないよ。
Yeah, pasta for breakfast. Really? Kaneko was able to finish it, though. So, how was it?
美味しかったよ。
Really?
ほんと。量が多いから途中で飽きてきたけど。
With good food, it tastes good no matter how much you eat.
あんたの味覚って昔っから大雑把よね。
Sketchy palate? The shock hit me like a bolt of lightning. I hung my head in dismay.
なんでそんなショック受けてんの？
The truth is, I explained to Hagea that the others hadn't finished the food I cooked for them the other day. I thought I'd asked her opinion, which is why I made Hagea some food and got her to eat it.
朝から生姜焼きとかナポリタンとか果てしなく女子受けしなさそうなメニューね。もっとこう爽やかなのはないの？パスタにしてもトマトソース系とか和風にするとかさ。
Huh, go figure. I just made the things I thought they'd like. Boy or girl, we're all human. Tasty is tasty. Falling down that slope, poor Owie. That's what I believed. In the midst of agonizing over this, I heard the squeaking of wheels coming down the hallway. Hattie the duck came into the dining hall, then Kotori came in after him.
なんで私が。
Kotori rubbed her sleepy eyes and started preparing Hattie's food. It somehow looked as if the hungry Hattie had woken her up.
さあ、たらふく食って太りなさい。そのうち私があんたを食べてやるんだから。
Dark humor. Not understanding our words, Hattie quacked happily and continued to eat his food.
アヒルだ！かわいい！
Kotori noticed Agea, and that became her wake-up call.
これコールダックだよね。テレビの CM で見たことある。ハバネさんが飼ってるの？私の部屋に勝手に住み着いてるだけよ。あなたここで何してるの？ハバネさん最近ずっと休んでるから様子を見に来たんだ。先生にでも頼まれたのかしら？そういうんじゃないけどねえ、一緒に学校行かない？誰があんたなんかと。
Kotori made another one of those straight faces she was good at.
でもあんまり休むと授業とか遅れちゃうし。あなたには関係ないでしょ？そうなんだけどね。そうだよね。ごめん。誰も今日休むなんて言ってないじゃない。え？勘違いしないでね。あなたに言われたから行くわけじゃないのよ。じゃあ待ってるね。誰があなたと一緒に行くって言ったのよ。私は一人で登校します。
Saying so with a straight face, Kotori then turned her wheelchair around. Just as she was about to leave, she stopped the wheelchair and turned back to us.
あなたたち知り合いなの？
Huh? Yeah, we're childhood friends.
バカみたい。
Ouch. Looks like she's in a bad mood this morning. However, she did say she was going to go to school. Every time there's a transition scene now, I pray that it doesn't freeze. Wow. After cleaning things up, I left the dormitory with Agea. On our way to school, a conversation came up about Kotori. Is there a reason why Kotori stopped coming to school?
まあね。ハバネさんって足が不自由でしょ？ 2年で一緒のクラスになった時、そのせいで浮いてるような感じしたから、時々話しかけるようにしてたんだ。
That's the Agea I knew. If there was someone who didn't fit into the group or was left out, she wouldn't ignore them. In the past, I think that's why she started to play with Masa.
けどハバネさんはあの調子でつっけんどんっていうか馴染む気がないみたいなんだよね。
Yeah, I can imagine that somehow.
そんな私とハバネさんのこと見てたクラスの子らがついに怒っちゃって、ハバネさんに物申したのが始まり。クラスの女子 vs ハバネさんの大喧嘩になっちゃって。
After she had the flashback, she looked a bit disheartened. Agea was cheerful and had many friends. Kotori, who didn't respond to Agea's concerns about her, might have been seen as the one in the wrong by those around them. Since then, she stopped coming to school.
そういうこと。いやー、あの時のハバネさんすごかったよ。クラスの女子全員を向こうに回して全然負けてなかったね。
Agea passionately began telling stories. I decided not to ask her what kind of heroic deeds took place, or for any specific details. Well, I didn't expect that. Even just by saying something in the slightly harsh way, she gets all tearful.
なんでハバネさん、うちの学校に来たんだろう。だって授業も全然楽しそうじゃないし、友達も作ろうとしないし。
The only reason I could think of was that it might be because it had full disabled access. In fact, that could be the main reason.
ああ、なんかしてあげられることないかな。
Listening to Agea, I remembered the withdrawal notice that I picked up last night. On the spur of the moment, I decided not to give it back and acted like I knew nothing about it. Is she really planning to drop out? It felt like I had picked some heavy piece of lost property. The two of us both made troubled faces as we walked. It started to get a bit noisy. A strange commotion surrounded us. Huh? Most of the other students around us were looking in the same direction. Over there was a tall, slender, beautiful girl walking along. Oh, it's her! It was the girl I met in the garage. Everyone was looking at her with curiosity, but it seemed that she hadn't noticed. I was looking just like everyone else, but Agea seemed to take it a different way.
ほほう、さすがお目が高い。あの人はうちの学校の超有名人にして超留年生、望月天音先輩よ。
Super repeat student?
そう、もう何年も留年してるんだって。
I mean, I did too, but let's not talk about that. Math's hard, yo. Is she that stupid? She didn't look it, though.
どっちかっていうと天才？成績トップとかそういう次元じゃなくて、先生ももう教えることは何もないっていうか、たまに教えてもらいに行ってるとかなんとか。
Smarter than the teachers? Did our school really deal in such specialized fields?
それなのになぜか卒業せず学校に居座ってるの。計画的に単位を落としてわざと留年してるんだって。本来規則で認められているよりも余分に留年してるから超留年生
Wonder how expensive that is.
けど珍しいな。朝の通学路で見かけるなんて。
I didn't know if she was a genius or not, but she definitely seemed like a pretty weird person. Then out of the blue, super repeat student Amane Mochizuki stopped walking and looked at the sky. Everyone else mimicked her and looked up too. A jet flew through the sky, pulling its vapor trail along behind it. As soon as everyone realized it was a plane, they quickly lost interest and started to walk again. However, Amane Mochizuki stood there, looking up at the plane flying high in the sky. People were coming from behind, but it seemed like she didn't care at all.
Iko?
Yeah. Kotori arrived just as the morning homeroom class finished.
遅くなりました。
幅ね、もう体調の方はいいのか？
はい、おかげさまで。
そうか、心配してたんだぞ。
Kotori wheeled past the surprised teacher and went to her desk. The desk right at the front was the only one that didn't have a chair. Everyone looked on, puzzled.
私は動物園の動物じゃないわ。
Now that Kotori was in school, she started her cool allure routine again. She concentrated during class and answered the teacher's questions easily when asked. Her grades in regular subjects were apparently really good. During recess, she sat at her desk reading a book or went off somewhere. She didn't try to talk to anyone, and even if Agea tried to speak to her, she would ignore her. The other girls in the class looked like they were worried about how they should treat her and watched her from a distance. Kotori looked bored watching us during gym class, but for some reason, that left a deep impression on me. She always looked like she was all alone and didn't seem to be enjoying herself very much. Hey, Kotori! At lunchtime, I found Kotori carrying her bag, about to leave the classroom. Are you about to have lunch? Okay, bye. Suddenly, Kotori dashed away at unbelievable speed. Hey! In the heat of the moment, I tried to chase her, but I was caught off guard. In the meantime, Kotori had already gotten inside the elevator. According to the school rules, most students were not allowed to use the elevator. It was only supposed to be used by workers, teachers carrying big loads, and disabled students like Kotori. Even so, I tried to chase after her, but the elevator doors shut right in front of me. As I stood and watched, the self-proclaimed cool allure stuck her tongue out at me and headed to the floor below. You're not getting away! I ran to the school gates. She was holding her bag. I thought she was trying to leave early, so I went to cut her off. However, I couldn't deny the possibility that her lunch was in the bag. Maybe I got the wrong idea. If I had the wrong idea, there would be no problem. While I was guarding the school gate, something from behind crashed into me. Ugh! Ouch! What was that? I got up feeling like I had been attacked by an avalanche. Then I saw a big cardboard box and a girl on the ground. Are you okay?
大丈夫。すまない。荷物で前が見えなくて。
Oh. I looked at her as I got up and was about to say her nickname, but I held my tongue.
君こそどこも怪我はないか？
I'm alright.
そうか、よかった。
As she said that, the super repeat student grabbed the huge cardboard box.
よっと。ああ、お腹が。
She tried to lift it up, but Amane Mochizuki slumped down, looking exhausted.
空腹による一時的なパフォーマンスの低下が著しい。
I understood the word performance. She said performance in English. That helps. I'll help you carry it. What the... The huge cardboard box was incredibly heavy.
いいんだ。自分で運べるから。
Come on, it's no big deal, I said as I went to pick it up anyway.
ありがとう。
This is okay here. I didn't know what was in it, but I put the heavy cardboard box on the floor.
悪いな。手伝ってもらって。
It's alright. Anyway, if you're hungry... She was staring a little further inside the garage. Amane? I found myself looking in the same direction. Inside... Hello. Okay, safety save. Safety save. I have learned my lesson this stream. Safety, save, yes. All the yes.
それでいい？
Was Kotori. What's she doing here? She was trying to lift the sheet that had been covering a huge object to see what was underneath.
それに興味があるのかい？
Kotori was surprised when Amane spoke to her. Kotori seemed intimidated and nodded. Amane vigorously pulled back the sheet. Inside was a white, streamlined aircraft. Kotori looked at it, dazed. I was pretty surprised to see it myself.
これ、もしかしてグライダー？ああ、そうだ。
Amane nodded, and Kotori cautiously moved her head closer to the aircraft. Even in the dimly lit garage, the glider's white body had a glossy shine to it, and faintly reflected Kotori's face. Clearly I need a quick drink, hang on. I moved towards it to take a closer look. Is this the one that we saw from Windmill Hill?
多分そう。
The smooth surface looked like it was made from plastic. However, it was pretty hard. The wings had been removed, and for now, it was just the body.
コックピットはこんな風になってるんだ。
This is amazing. Hmm? Didn't even know he was there! We were having a normal conversation until she finally realized who she was talking to. Why did you run away from me? She ignored my question and tried to run from me again. Not this time! What did you come here for? You're not here to eat lunch, are you?
ふんだ、意地悪なやつが校門で見張ってたからここに隠れてたのよ。
So she really was trying to leave early.
知り合いかい？
Amane was listening carefully to our conversation. Amane was chowing down on a bowl of pasta. As we watched her, Kotori and I felt a little strange. Why, you may be wondering?
なんでかな。美人にこういうことされるとすごいがっかりする。
Oh. Kotori didn't know that what she was digging into the ice cream. I had the same feeling when I was watching her. By the way, Amane was eating the lunch that I had brought. Since the boarders didn't eat the pasta for breakfast, I packed it for lunch. See, this is your problem. Aoi, you're only making pasta. I had prepared 2 lunches. One was for me. I prepared the other for Kotori. I thought that if she was going to school, she might need it. That's why I was chasing her. If she didn't need it, I thought I might eat them both myself, but she ran away before I could ask her.
でもいいのか？君のお弁当全部食べてしまって。
Amane asked, although she'd already eaten most of it. I've already eaten my own. I was hungry during morning recess, so I had lunch early. Relieved to hear my answer, Amane continued to enjoy the cold pasta.
おいしいな。ちゃんとしたご飯を食べるのは久しぶりだ。
Didn't you have anything to eat after I saw you yesterday? I had only given her that bread. Amane stopped moving her chopsticks and took a good look at my face.
もしかして君は昨日パンをくれた人か？
Aoi? She has no idea who you are. You just realized?
いや、昨日は集中していたからな。
She really is weird.
そうか、君は2度も私を救ってくれたのか。
She looked at me with joy. If she were a dog, her tail would definitely be wagging like crazy.
君からパンをもらったのが約20時間前で、それ以前に遡るなら、最後に食事をとったのはおよそ70時間前になる。
I would die. I tried doing the math. If there are 24 hours in a day, that's 3 days ago!
太陽圏の豚骨ラーメン全部のせを食べた。スープが濃厚で美味しかった。
She started drooling as she was having her flashback. Why don't you eat? Are you on a diet?
忘れていた。
Huh?
考え事をしていると他のことをよく忘れるんだ。私はバカだからな。
Amane replied with pride. I wish she didn't forget about eating.
ここでグライダーを作っているんですか？ああ。
Are you doing that here?
ソアリング部の部室兼ガレージだが。
Soaring Club? I wasn't familiar with that name. What's soaring?
上昇気流に乗ってグライダーで飛ぶことをソアリングと言うんだ。
Flying a glider by riding the rising air currents. I kind of get it, but on the other hand, I don't get it. So, the aim of the club is to make and fly a glider?
そういうことになるな。
So, this garage is used for club activities after all. Even so, it's pretty spacious.
グライダーって飛行機みたいなものなんでしょ？自分で作れるものなの？ああ、作れるさ。それが人工物である以上、人に作れないものはないはずだが。
Not the answer that I was expecting. But Amane's answer was serious.
どうやって作るの？そうだな。それを説明するなら、実際に作ってみた方が早い。
Amane asked her to wait while she slurped up the last of the Neapolitan pasta with extremely bad manners. After wiping around her mouth with a tissue, she started rummaging through a desk drawer.
あれはどこに行ったかな？
Peeking inside the drawer, somehow I got the impression that Amane was not good at organizing her things. Things were more stuffed in than they were put away.
あったあった。これだ。
The thing that Amane had taken out was a paper airplane construction kit made using cardboard.
さあ、作ってみてくれ。
Kotori and I looked at each other. I thought that manufacturing a glider and making a paper airplane were completely different. But I did as Amane said anyway. Using glue and a craft knife, in about 10 minutes, we had each finished a paper plane. All done! Amane took the plane that Kotori had made and inspected it. Then she threw it. The paper airplane floated gently through the garage and landed on the other side.
綺麗にまっすぐ飛んだ。いい機体だ。
Kotori seemed happy at being complimented.
飛行機にはいろんな種類がある。ジャンボジェットや小型セスナ、戦闘機、そして今投げた紙飛行機。それらはみんな同じ原理で飛ぶんだ。
Paper airplanes and jumbo jets are the same?
ああ、原理は同じ。翼を使って空気に浮かび飛行する。
Okay, we're going to be here a while talking about planes, folks. Now's the time to go get your popcorn. Kotori and I were both puzzled. We both had a skeptical look on our faces. I could imagine a paper airplane flying by riding the wind, but not a great big chunk of metal using the same principle. There must be some other method that allows it to fly. Amane went to pick up the paper airplane that she had just thrown.
これをよく見てほしい。君たちが知っている飛行機とこの紙飛行機、違いはどこにある？
The size and the material?
人が乗るかどうかも違うわ。そうだな。あとはエンジンがあるかないかくらいか。逆に言えばその他は同じだ。そこに飛行の原理がある。一般的な飛行機はだいたいこれと同じパーツからできている。まずは胴体、次に主翼、水平尾翼、垂直尾翼。多少突飛な形状をした飛行機でもだいたい同じパーツか、あるいは同じ役割をする別のパーツによって構成されている。
It all made sense when she put it like that. I'd never paid that much attention to it.
ところで飛行機がなぜ空気に浮くのか知っているかい？揚力があるからよ。そうだ。揚力とは流体の中にある翼に働く力のうち、流れの方向に対して垂直な成分のことを言う。
And this club will be perfect for Kotori. Why is she not in it? Since I looked confused, Amane simplified it for me.
つまり空気が翼を浮き上がらせようとする力のことだ。揚力はここ、主翼によって生み出される。翼に前から風が当たると、空気は翼の上と下に分かれて流れていくことになる。
I can just imagine the wings cutting the air like a blade.
この時、翼の上側と下側で気流の速度に差が生じると、流れの速い側の圧力が下がるんだ。ベルヌイの定理ね。
Amane nodded. I was surprised that Kotori knew such a principle. What is that?
授業で習ったでしょ？
We didn't learn about that at my school. Maybe.
だから飛行機の翼は上面の空気が速く流れるよう設計されている。上面側の圧力を下げるためだ。そうすることで相対的に下面の圧力が高まり、空気が翼を持ち上げようとするんだ。
The air works to lift the wings up. It's a phenomenon that's hard to suddenly imagine. So that's Bernoulli's principle? Amane nodded in agreement.
それともう一つ、翼の上面を流れた空気は翼面によって下へ曲げられ、後方に吹き下ろしを生じさせる。
As she explained, Amane drew us a cross-section of the wing. According to that, an airplane's wings are flat on the bottom and curved on the top. It was almost like a kind of teardrop. Apparently, the air at the top flows along the curved surface, which bends to flow downwards. As for the question of why the air flows along the curved surface, it can only be said that this is because of the nature of air. Or so it would seem.
この吹き下ろしはニュートンの第三法則によって同じだけの反作用を翼に与え上方に持ち上げようとする。
The reaction lifts up the wing?
重たいバスケットボールを地面に叩きつけようとしたら体がふわーっと浮く感じがするでしょ。それと同じことよ。
Does that mean when the wind drops the air, that makes it fly?
それら揚力が機体の重量を上回った時飛行機は空を飛ぶことができる。たとえそれが総重量数百トンに及ぶジャンボ旅客機でもね。
Theoretically, that may be so, but I still couldn't imagine how that lift can make a several hundred-ton airplane fly. Yet, airplanes do actually fly in the sky.
揚力を生み出してくれるこの主翼は飛行機が空に浮かぶために必要なパーツというわけだ。
I didn't know if I understood or not. However, I understood that the main wings were the most important part.
次に尾翼だが垂直と水平と2つある。これらは空中で機体の姿勢を安定させるためについている。飛行機は空中に浮いているから地面に立つ我々よりもいつだって不安定なんだ。まっすぐ上を向いてるのが垂直尾翼、横方向の動きを安定させる。主翼と同じ向きに横に伸びているのが水平尾翼。
Riveting.
こっちは縦の動き、つまり頭の上げ下げを安定させてくれる。これがないと紙飛行機もまっすぐには飛んでくれない。
I see. So that's why they have small wings on the tail.
そしてボディ、ここは飛ぶこととは直接関係がないな。
But if you don't have this, there's nowhere to attach the wings.
以上が飛行機の基本形。これはずーっと昔ライト兄弟の時代から変わらない。
Since that long ago? But the Wright brothers were the first people in the world to fly a plane, right? So nothing has changed since that time.
ライト兄弟は動力を積んだ飛行機で飛んだ最初の人たちだ。グライダーはそれ以前から飛んでいたぞ。
That's amazing. I always thought that the Wright brothers were the first to fly.
翼の役割を知りたければこの紙飛行機で試してみるといい。例えばそうだな、垂直尾翼を少し曲げて、それ。
The plane that Amane threw curved gently as it flew.
さらに主翼のここの部分を少し曲げれば。
She bent the left and right main wings so that they twisted at the back. This time, the plane twisted as it flew. Hey, that's pretty interesting. Seeing this, Kotori started to adjust the tailplane of her own paper airplane.
見てて。
Full of confidence, Kotori threw her paper airplane. Whoa!
はあ。
It did a beautiful loop-the-loop before landing. That's cool. It did a loop-the-loop.
面白いこの紙飛行機。
Kotori and I both got really engrossed in adjusting the wings and playing around. This is during their lunch break, right? Sometimes the paper airplanes displayed some mid-air acrobatics. Other times they didn't fly at all and crashed into the ground. However, by trying it for ourselves, we were able to get a real understanding of the role of the wings. By just changing the shape of the wings a little, you can make them fly in many different ways.
実際の飛行機には補助翼などの小さな翼がついている。それらを調節することで機体を操作するんだ。
As she explained, Amane moved to the side of the garage. Then she gently laid her hand on the glider.
このグライダーにはエンジンはついていない。紙飛行機を大きく頑丈にしてコックピットを取り付けただけのものなんだ。
Kotori and I looked at the paper airplanes in our hands. I imagined riding it and flying through the sky. It was just like the fantasies I envisioned as a kid. But the glider in front of me was the real thing.
どうだ？作れそうな気がしてきただろ？
How does it fly without an engine, though? Paper airplanes gain thrust by being thrown by people.
風に乗って飛ぶんだ。
Kotori and I gazed at the white aircraft. That day, we saw this flying from Windmill Hill. Riding the wind, the way it flew, that expression fit perfectly.
風に乗って。
Amane happily nodded.
そして上昇気流に乗ってどこまでも舞い上がる。どこまでも？ああ、雲の上にだって行けるんだぞ。雲の上
Kotori looked at the aircraft with an expression of disbelief. I also couldn't imagine it flying above the clouds. Have you been above the clouds?
うん。それがな。
Suddenly, her mood sank.
組み上がったのがついこの間で、ようやくテストフライトにこぎつけたんだが。あの時だ！
Yeah. Kotori and I looked at each other.
強度が足りなかったみたいで、途中で主翼が折れてしまった。
So, you mean...
危ないところだった。もし完全に折れていたら湖に落ちて死んでいたかもな。
She laughed as she spoke.
また作り直さないといけない。私は手先があまり器用じゃないからな。それと一部のケーキが故障してるのも分かったんだが、代わりの部品が手に入らなくて困っている。自分で作っちゃえばいいんじゃないの？
Kotori said that so easily. Well, this was the school where they taught students how to make these types of instruments.
そうもいかなくてな。
Amane, with a troubled look on her face, took some broken parts from a drawer.
ダイヤフラムといって大気速度計に組み込まれている部品なんだが、特注品でこれを作った工場がとっくの昔に潰れてしまっているんだ。
Kotori and I gazed at the parts in Amane's hand. It certainly looked like it wouldn't be easy to make. If it's the kind of thing that can be made in the town factory, there might be something that can be done about it. Amane's eyes lit up as I quietly mumbled.
本当か？
Well, I won't know until I ask, but I know someone who works with these kinds of instruments.
頼む。それがないと本当に困るんだ。
Okay, I'll try asking next time I see him. Can I borrow this?
ありがとう。君に救われるのはこれで3度目だ。
Whoa! She suddenly hugged me, and we were cheek to cheek.
ありがとう。ありがとう。
You can thank me once I've actually got it.
そういえばそうだったな。でもご飯のお礼も兼ねているんだ。だからもう一回感謝の気持ちを表させてくれ。
Good night, everybody. No, that's enough. Seriously.
そうか
？Kotori was sullenly glaring at me. Flying in this, though. Kotori and I both gazed at the glider with the same look on our faces.
ところで君たち、もしグライダーに興味があるのなら、
The sound of the bells ringing interrupted Amane. She flinched in surprise and quickly turned her back to us. If we're interested, what?
いや、いいんだ。忘れてくれ。
Okay, that was my $1,000 phone. Let's just leave that down there. Okay. Just ask them to join the club already. Come on. We know it's going to happen. It felt like she was avoiding something. Amane?
なんだ?
Can I come and see it again?
ああ、もちろんだ。興味があるならいつでも来てくれ。
I had to bring her the parts as well.
君もまた見に来てくれ。
Kotori nodded and Amane grinned as she nodded back at her. She was beautiful, but her smile somehow made her look like a little kid. Alright, shall we go back to the classroom? I started pushing Kotori's wheelchair and started walking.
どこ連れて行く気?
The classroom, of course.
やだ、やめて。私お腹空いてるの。お昼食べてないから。
That's a face that I don't want to see any girl make at me. You reap what you sow.
やだってもう。押さないで。
I brought Kotori with me against her wishes and we returned to the classroom.
Aoi!
I went back to the dormitory after school, and someone called out to me at the gate.
Aoi.
Tatsuya! When I saw who it was, I got really excited. Standing there was Tatsuya. I was thinking about going to see you tomorrow.
お前に早く会いたくて仕事抜けてきちまった。久しぶりだな、葵。
Tatsuya ruffled my hair. Hey, stop that, will ya? Completely ignoring my attempts to resist, Tatsuya gave me a noogie, grinding my hair round and round. That probably really messed up my hair. This is Tatsuya Igarashi. This is who I looked up to. He's a childhood friend of Ageha's and mine. He was like a big brother to us. He was much older than us, but we used to play together a lot as kids. Aw, jeez, you messed up my hair.
悪い。昔を思い出してついな。
You haven't changed either, Tatsuya. Still the same as before.
おいおい、それ褒め言葉じゃないぞ。
Think so?
そうさ。人は人どころに停滞してちゃいけない。変わっていくもんだ。
What Tatsuya said was true, but I'd rather have him stay the same. Tatsuya kept the same gentle expression on his face while that thought crossed my mind.
足、もういいのか?
Yeah, well, good enough for everyday life.
そうか。大変だったな。
It's no big deal. I can have a normal life like this. On top of that, I had you there to watch me in the race where I did my best.
あれはいいレースだったな。表彰台に乗ったお前、かっこよかったぞ。
I came in third, though. In my previous school, I was in the cycling club. In the final race of my first year, I was able to take the third place spot on the podium. It was my best result. For that race, Tatsuya traveled a long way to come and watch me.
3位でも立派だ。
Yeah. Because of Tatsuya's kindness, I felt a little tearful. He sensed how I was feeling and started to mess with my hair again. This time it wasn't so rough.
今はここの寮母をやってるんだってな。
Yeah.
飛び魚そうか。懐かしいな。
We used to play here a lot. We would sneak in.
ん？ああ、そうだったな。
Wasn't that what he was talking about just now?
ところで、あの子もここの寮生か？
Someone was hiding behind the gate. Guess who? Who else? Kotori. It looked like she couldn't get past with Tatsuya and I in the way. She could have just spoken to us normally, but instead she was hiding and watching us.
こんにちは、お嬢さん。
こんにちは。
Kotori was still being cautious, but returned the greeting. We got out of her way, then she went into the dormitory.
あの子、ここの子だったのか。
You know her?
ああ、時々街で見かける。うちの工場の近くにでかい犬がいるだろう。
Pedigree? There was a big dog that went by that name. I'm sure it was a Saint Bernard.
昨日はペディグリーの近くをうろうろしてたな。
Was she by any chance trying to pet him?
ああ、そんな感じだった。食い物をあげたりしてたんだが、あの犬、飼い主の餌以外食べないからな。
As I thought. That was in the things I want to do list. Pet the big dog in the neighborhood. It looks scary, but it might be friendly. Also, I'd like to ride around on its back. So she was skipping school for that? Well, let's put Kotori off to the side for now.
とにかく、おかえり、葵。
It's good to be back, Tatsuya. I felt a little embarrassed as I answered, and Tatsuya grinned at me.
困ったことがあったら遠慮なく頼れ。俺はお前らのあんちゃんなんだからな。
Parting with those words, Tatsuya turned to leave. Oh, that's right, Tatsuya! I know this is a bit soon, but I have a favor to ask. I took the parts that Amane had left with me out of my bag. Along with the parts was a memo with the measurements on it. I need some parts, the same as these. Would you be able to help? Tatsuya's family ran a factory. It was known as the Town Factory, and they manufactured special parts. That's where Tatsuya was currently working. If Tatsuya couldn't do it, he might be able to use his connections with other engineers to introduce me to other factories. Tatsuya looked at the broken parts in the memo.
ダイヤフラムか。ああ、いいぞ。
Oh, a diaphragm. Okay, I know what that is. He quickly answered.
手に入ったら連絡する。
Thanks, Tatsuya.
いいって。
Tatsuya raised one hand and turned to leave. Thanks to the fact that I was able to meet Tatsuya, I went back to my room in a good mood. I put my hand on the saddle of the bicycle in the corner of my room. First time we've seen his room, by the way. I was proud to be able to stand on the podium in front of a buddy like him.
高そうな自転車ね。
Oh, look who it is. Before I realized, Kotori was next to me. What are you doing here?
さっき一緒に入ってきたの気づいてなかったの？
I didn't. Do you want something? Without answering my question, Kotori opened a drawer of my desk.
ここね。
I know what she's doing.
こっちかしら。
It looked like she was searching for something.
ない。おかしい。絶対持ってるはずなのに。
There was nothing that I didn't want her to see, so I was unfazed when I questioned her. What are you doing?
探し物よ。見てわかるでしょ？
Oh, he's got a little kitchen. Oh, how nice. I know, but shouldn't you at least get the consent of the owner of the room?
あなたこそ早く返しなさいよ。持ってるの。わかってるのよ。
Got what?
だから。
Apparently, she was looking for the withdrawal notice that I had picked up before. I don't know what you're looking for, but I don't think it's in here.
言い方が怪しい。絶対持ってるに違いないんだから。
Did you say something?
別に。
It seemed like she had given up on her search. However, Kotori wasn't leaving the room and continued looking around once more.
私、男の子の部屋に入るなんて初めて。結構片付いてるのね。もっとゴミためみたいなのを想像してた。
I don't have many things. Moving was easy thanks to that. Kotori was staring straight at the bike, which gave off a unique presence in my room.
あなた、足どうかしたの？
I panicked at being asked so frankly. It's no big deal. She had most likely been listening to my conversation with Tatsuya. I was in an accident, but look, it's fine now. I lightly swung my leg to show her.
転校してきたのは、その怪我のせいなの？
I'm totally fine, really. Why do you ask?
別になんとなく。
There's no need for you to worry about it.
誰が心配なんてしたのよ。してません。1ミリたりともしてません。
You ever get into one of those situations where the more you say something, the less true it sounds?
じゃあね、時間の無駄だったわ。
Kotori put on a straight face and went back to her room. You're going again tomorrow, aren't you?
Huh?
To the garage, at lunch. I'm not going, is what it felt like she was going to say.
行くわよ。
She answered and panicked as she left my room. Guess I'll make 3 lunches this time. More pasta, I'm sure. You know, this is a perfect stopping point. Wow, we're almost right on time. Okay. Extend the little wings which fly in the sky highly. Again, maybe someday we'll know what that means. Transition screen. Please keep working, thank goodness. Yes! Okay. Don't ever do that to me again today. Today didn't go well either. And we'll have to hear about how the day didn't go well next Sunday. So I will be back on Tuesday to play... Hang on. Crimson Spires. Wow, that's going to be a fun game. And like I said, I will be back Tuesday to play that. And I will continue my playthrough of If My Heart Had Wings every single Sunday until it is complete, which I'm really looking forward to. I love this game. I love this VN. It's beautiful. I can't wait to see what happens. So, hope everyone enjoyed the stream. I hope everyone has a good week. Until next time, on behalf of East Asia Soft, I have been Skull. Have a great day, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.